Welcome to July of 1992. We are back again exploring our favorite decade. With me, as always, I have Cass. How's it going?
It's going great.
Wesley, good to have you back again.
Yeah, y'all already know what it is. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful summer day in July of 92, and let's get right into the events of the month. So Fox Broadcasting adds Wednesday night TV programming. What did they do before then? I don't really know, but we do have the premiere of Melrose Place. Who watched Melrose Place? Anybody?
Not
You
a
watched?
single episode.
Don't try to tell me you didn't.
0%.
You could,
0% is the number, Brett.
Heather
Y'all
Locklear
seriously watch
making a
Melrose
huge
Place?
comeback. No, but I remember that. Yeah, probably inevitably,
Yeah,
like
watch that.
passively, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, you're right. I did check out that chick. I checked out the black chick for a sec. Like, no, she's not enough to get me into the show. I wasn't feeling it at all. There was no good to be had there.
Went on to
Yeah,
have a pretty good run though.
Sure.
Seeing these pictures is not jogging any sort of memory for me.
It
Yeah,
was.
I remember her.
So it was
and
a
Heather
slightly more grown up 90210.
90210.
Yeah,
That's right.
Fox had found something that worked for him and continued to.
Aaron Spelling doing his thing, right?
Absolutely, right. So, no hockey news this month, all right? But I do have a little baseball for you as the Florida Marlins unveil their uniform. Florida Marlins will be joining the fray.
That's terrible, bro. That shit is terrible. I'm looking at it and
Not loving the Marlins uniforms, huh?
You know,
They
I'm not
come
a
in
big
all
fan
flavors.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that light blue. Period. In athletics, I'm not a fan of it. I even think like the North Carolina uniforms to a certain degree are, I don't know, they're a little soft. It's like that. The old
I know what
Charlotte
you mean.
uniforms.
It's baby blue.
Yeah, I'm not with it. It's cool though, whatever. There's some badasses that play in that color. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but
Absolutely.
nah, I'm a red and black kind of a guy.
I tried to get in on the Marlins, something new, but it was stuck to the Cubs for the most part.
0 F's given about the Marlins.
Braves for life.
Nice. On July 9th, Kim Basinger gets her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the 1,959th star.
Congratulations, Kim Basinger. Second place vote for sexiest cartoon character ever.
Oh, definitely. Second only to Jessica Rabbit, right?
Of course, right? Of course.
And it's funny that you should mention that. A little foreshadowing for later on. So
that's a good picture, though.
That
What's
is a
up,
good
girl?
picture, yeah.
Yeah, that other one was, I was like, yeah, Kim Basinger was a thing. And then you see this one, and you're like, oh, yeah, Kim Basinger was totally a thing.
She was totally a thing. This is Vicky Vale above everything else to me.
No doubt. Fair enough. Good call.
But a solid career.
Vicky Vale. And who?
Eminem's mom.
Oh,
Eminem's mom.
Wow.
Yeah, no doubt.
Totally forgot about that. So, good, long career.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
All right, let's shift gears over to a less fun one, but interesting one nonetheless. Career killer, right? Presidential candidate. This is Ross Perot at an NAACP speech. Calls the crowd "you people." Which I don't know is the origin of that. I don't even know what you call it. Comment or statement or whatever, line.
Yeah.
But that
derogatory term.
I would love to hear him say it in context. Right?
Yeah, I should have grabbed some video of that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was totally unintentional, but you know how politics goes. You cannot make a mistake.
Whatever. We were kids then. I'm open to the idea that Ross Perot was potentially super sketchy Texas guy also, but I remember him like as a loving character in my head, like, oh, fun Ross Perot. He wouldn't have said anything to insult black people, would he? But
well,
you never know.
I can't get the SNL version of him out of And like I can't
Exactly.
picture the real Ross Perot for who was it, Dana Carvey who played?
That's right. Yep.
Yep. It's funny how if SNL does anything right over the last 20 years, it's the presidential thing. Like from Ross Perot, Clinton, Bush, even Trump recently with Alec Baldwin and Hillary. Like
I feel
those
like I even
become who they
remember
are
Daddy
to
Bush.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Who played W? There was somebody that played W, right? Not W, but
H, right?
H. Yeah, played H Bush.
Surely there was.
Wasn't that Dana Carvey as well?
I feel like that's true. What I
Probably.
don't remember is
And then Will
who
Ferrell
played
did.
Reagan.
That's going back to 80s SNL, which I just don't remember enough about.
At all.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering how far back those SNL softening what the presidents are for public consumption, because you're right, that's 100% what I feel like happens, and that's for better or worse, because some people should be remembered as vile in certain ways, but maybe not. Maybe. That's
Right.
terrible. Whatever. Ross Perot, he's awesome and lovable, and you should thank Dana Carvey for it.
63rd All-Star Baseball game. The AL wins 13-6 at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Ken Griffey Jr. is your MVP. Ken Griffey Jr., my favorite baseball player probably ever. So he got the pass just for me, really. Here he is with
the
20
sweetest
wins.
swing in all of baseball.
He made baseball cool. I'll give him that.
There it is. That's the shot.
That's, yeah, no doubt. For a kid who, again, gave 0 Fs about baseball as well, just a little bit more than I cared about hockey. I cared about baseball, right? Ken Griffey was a name that I knew and respected and I thought was cool and all these other things, and was probably the only baseball player I could name other than like random Braves players' names that were being tossed around. But
just because you were hearing them all day locally, so to speak.
Yeah. Kind of, right? And maybe I could have picked some of those pitchers out.
For me, the baseball video games and collecting baseball cards were really what it was about. Like far more than actually watching the games as a kid in the 90s. It was just the games were obviously shorter, more fun, more interactive, and something about baseball cards grabbed me for a little while there in the early 90s.
Cool.
Which helped my interest in it. Up next, I got big celebrity wedding for you guys. Any guesses?
I'm so excited.
All right.
Big celebrity wedding.
Is it a wedding that we would have cared about? I can't imagine that there was a single wedding in the world that
so
about in
Bruce Willis and Demi Moore.
That's a very good guess.
That's a good guess. Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe you would have passively cared about it, and as you got older, it became more interesting to you.
Dennis Rodman and Madonna?
Did they get married?
Didn't they?
Maybe. That's interesting. Well, how about Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown?
Yeah, no doubt. I did care about that very much. I did care about that very much because Bobby Brown was a demigod, and Whitney was like old people music, if I'm being perfectly honest.
She was old people music when she debuted.
Yeah.
But really good at
beautiful music. Yeah, beautiful music, but like
one of the best
in
the
Mom,
world.
I'll listen to this with you. Yeah, I'll listen to this with my mom, but it's my mom's music. And then I grew to love her a little bit more. Yeah. But no doubt. And so from what it shocked me, because when they got married, I was like, why is Bobby Brown marrying that old ass lady?
Why is Bobby Brown marrying anyone?
Sure, but he's marrying her because she's beautiful,
power
with a
couple,
warm soul, and and she's kind of hood, right? So she was like a real one at the same time. Yeah, Whitney was just a chick and a beautiful voice and a spirit that's missed.
It was his prerogative.
Bobby was that dude to me, bro. You couldn't tell me anything bad about Bobby Brown back then.
Right. So much so that it's even hard for me to be mad at him now.
No, I'm not mad at him for what.
Well, not for, I mean, I don't know, introducing drugs to his family, but it didn't affect me in any way. So, and I don't know the whole story. So,
Yeah, we weren't there. We
there's
don't
that.
know.
Love this
But yeah,
wedding, this
Whitney,
classic wedding photo, though. This is awesome.
sure.
Don't really like whatever Whitney's got going on with the head thing there, but that's just opinion. So,
Right. I think it's a little too white on the top of her head. I'd like to see some hair.
right.
But that may just be like a bad resolution on the camera also. So
That's true.
whatever.
We're dealing with
She's beautiful.
1992 cameras.
Facts.
Moving on to July 22nd, Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar escapes from prison.
Bad man.
Yeah, isn't he the guy that this Netflix show is about?
It's true.
Is that Narco? Is that what that?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, I've not seen it, but I think so.
It's one that I've wanted to watch, but again, like now when I start a series, I'm like, man, I gotta watch how many more episodes of this?
Yeah. Like, am I really trying to get invested for real? And then what if I really like it? Then I'm for real. Like, really? Is this a rabbit hole that I want to go down?
You guys got me wanting to watch Breaking Bad, and I'm afraid to do it for that same reason. I'm like, do I have 100 hours to watch this?
So not just that, but how about like the energy that you get from consuming art, right? And I don't care what anyone says. Like, it's up for debate how much we want to blame art for the way that people interact with the world, but it having an emotional effect on you is like undeniable, right? So like diving into the world of Breaking Bad on a deep binge for what would take a normal person at the very well, let's call it a month, right?
I was thinking a month or two. Yeah, if I was steadily watching it every day for a couple hours.
Right, and you're like every day you're going down this really dark rabbit hole.
Like you're living with Walter White for a while.
Yeah, it gives your life a different kind of an energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and knowing that, Narcos has been something that I kind of avoid because I'm really not trying to have that energy. I've eliminated horror movies and a lot of things from my life because of Amy, for the most part, because of my wife, but that energy is not missed at all.
Totally respect that.
I like to feel good. I like comedies. I'm not that. I do watch some dramas, but for the most part, I want to laugh. I want to enjoy what I'm watching.
Right.
Like
I'll tell you what, 92, I would have been down.
I like superhero movies, but a lot of the DC stuff is so dark. I don't really. I gravitate more towards the poppy Marvel stuff.
Right.
Because it's going to give you at least mostly the happy ending you're looking for.
Right. And I really want to see this Joker, but at the same time, like I'm just thinking, man, this is going to be a dark movie.
You're going to come away. I don't know anything about it, and I refuse to learn anything about it because I do want to see it. But I know that you're going to come away feeling grimy from it. I just can
absolutely
feel it,
bro. Yeah, let's go do it. Let's go get grimy because
let's do it.
I can do it for 2 hours. I'm not going to do it for a month, but I can do it for 2 hours.
Like the way the trailer and everything is shot, it looks grimy and dirty.
Let's we'll talk after the show today. Let's pick a time and go see it.
Okay, cool.
All right, so moving on, July 25th, the 25th Olympic Games open in Barcelona, Spain. We talked about this a bit in the past where you guys are a little less into Olympics. Although this is the year to...
This is Dan and Dave, right?
This is the year to get into it with basketball, if nothing else.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is the dream team. That's what this is. Dan and Dave was the 80s. True.
There were some great commercials, but if I remember, one of the guys didn't even make the Olympic team.
That's right.
And the other guy did nothing.
Yeah.
So they did all this hype, and it was all for naught.
That was a lesson in overhype, right? In TV overhype, and we were all fortunate to receive it because it was like, oh, the TV people will tell us something is great, and it's not. Nice, noted. At least for me, that's what it was. Like, oh yeah, y'all just be blowing smoke half the time. These people aren't at all what you're saying to a certain degree, or at the very least, you'll lie to me.
My brain's been indexing since you guys said Dan and Dave, and I'm finally like deep in the recesses starting to have a vague memory of what you're talking about.
Is that right? That was a big deal, bro. That was like a
That
heavy
was like
marketing campaign. They made a 30 for 30 on it,
commercial
I think.
break. There was a Dan and Dave commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely. They were on like
slowly pulling up just the
cereal
hint
boxes
of
and things. They were
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
And
because
one
they
of
were
them
what,
was a
track and
bust,
field?
right?
One of them
Yeah.
didn't make the Olympic team, and the other one,
Didn't do
like I
anything in the
said,
Olympics.
he made it, but he wasn't
He didn't have
a
he
medalist.
didn't come home with anything. Okay.
Right. At least I don't think he did. He may have. I don't think he did though.
I don't think he did. But
If
I
he
don't
did, we
remember what year
apologize. We
that
need to
was,
fact check that.
but I remember those commercials.
Probably 88 then, right? Because that would have been
That's what
the
I'm feeling like.
the
Yeah.
previous Olympics to this. And we would have been old enough to at least somewhat remember things. So, speaking of being young, July 27th, Japanese swimmer Kyoko Iwasaki wins the 200-meter breaststroke in Barcelona, become the youngest to win an Olympic gold medal at 14 years old.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, it's a girl, but congratulations.
Sorry, I was looking up Dan and Dave, and it totally was 92.
Was it 92? Awesome. Well, that would make it a little more memorable for sure. And also note that zero eventual facts came up about Dan and Dave when I was researching the month, so that tells you something.
What?
Well, that just means they didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like the event.
They wanted to be forgotten,
right? Like but I'm glad
How
you
is
brought
that
it
possible?
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like behind the dream team for U.S. Olympics in '92, that was the biggest story. I've got to believe that there wasn't a bigger story in the Olympics in 1992 other than the dream team, Dan and Dave, and the bust. But I guess the bust happened early enough that it didn't matter. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm not going to derail the conversation.
Well, I'm guessing at this point, you know, the bust already happened, right? And so now you just got whichever one made it to the Olympics. And since he didn't do anything, there was nothing to report. Right?
I guess.
I just think if it had been in today's time where there's so much content, so many news articles and sports writers, like there would have been a whole series dedicated to what the guy was doing and how bad of a bust he turned out to be.
And the thing is, I don't think they, so to put some respect on their names, I don't think they were really bust. And I want to say like the 30 for 30 that they did on the whole thing kind of supported it was kind of a series of unfortunate events also, but I could be way off base and they could have just been overrated. But part of me believes maybe there was like some other circumstances that led to it being a tragedy and not just a comedy.
Hands down, far superior athletes than I will ever be.
Oh, sure.
Right. I mean, and that may have been the takeaway. Like, yeah, these guys were actually badasses.
Yeah.
They just picked the wrong year.
1997 varsity MVP trophy doesn't really hold up to almost making it.
You were the MVP.
Olympics. I was the MVP.
Do it.
There's a trophy somewhere at my parents' house.
Right?
Nice.
They
weren't giving out participation awards back when I played, so I got nothing. I do have some karate trophies, but that's for another day.
Karate Kid.
July 27th, Nelson Mandela says a general strike will go ahead and protest for the removal of South African President F.W. de Klerk from power for free elections. Now, at its face...
nice of Terry Bradshaw to...
It does look a little Bradshaw. He's just too short, right?
Right.
The cool thing to know about this is when I say it, it sounds like F.W. de Klerk is some terrible guy. They end up working this out, and I think this is where Nelson Mandela, of all the wonderful things he did, he gets some credit for making most of this happen very peacefully. And they both co-won a Nobel Peace Award for working it out, like to the benefit of what Mandela was trying to do. So this isn't necessarily some evil dictator that he was dealing with. It was just a guy that was in that position, and I want to say in the end he stepped down willingly to allow the new system to move in. So pretty cool story there about how all that went down, and part of the reason why he's considered such a hero. So yeah, there you go. And that is our events of July 1992. Before we get into games this week, I feel like we haven't been giving enough love to television shows.
I just watched the first episode.
A while back, I watched the end of the final episode, and I don't know that there's many more depressing shows or depressing endings.
Is that right?
Yeah. So the end is the like it's really cold because I guess the ice age is hit, and there's a meteor on the way, and they're just kind of all huddled up in a house, just waiting on the end or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, they all kind of love each other, and the final shot is just it drifting out in the cold snow, and you just know that they're goners. And I'm like, my gosh, what a terrible ending to a show that was supposed to be silly and fun,
Okay, so
wasn't it only like 3 seasons too?
Yeah, I think it lasted longer than, if you look at it, I'm like, how did this thing even make it onto television? But it lasted a while.
Fair enough. 3 seasons is respectable, right? 3 seasons
absolutely.
is respectable. So yeah, we tried to watch the first episode a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. And
not very watchable.
I wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna say that it was me, and Eleanor really wasn't paying attention to it at all. But if I remember correctly, it was like a legit show, right? Like just a legit
it was part
family
of the
sitcom. It was just puppets.
It was part of the primetime block for the
right.
However many seasons it was on.
Right. Shout out to dinosaurs.
Wasn't it the catchphrase like "I'm the baby" or something like that from this show?
Not the mama.
Not the mama.
What he always yelled at. Like the daddy was always
not
trying
the
to
mama,
like. 4 seasons, by the way, 65 episodes.
Cheers to them.
Yeah.
Before going extinct.
There it is. Yeah, not a bad show. Put some respect on their name.
Moving on into the video games of July 1992, Philips, after failing to strike a deal with Nintendo, is getting ready to release their console, the CDI, originally supposed to be partnered with Nintendo. Eventually just led to Nintendo allowing them to make some games for it. So this was super expensive. You guys may not even remember it. And was more of a multimedia entertainment center than an actual game system. Like the CD load times made the games just really weird and slow. So it was more like interact with buttons than, didn't have a lot of traditional stuff on it, but a couple really good gems on it, a couple really notable terrible things on it as well.
What are they playing?
They're playing
They're definitely not playing a game.
Well, see, they sort of are. If you guys remember Dragon's Lair, it's going to be like that, where, the game kind of plays itself and you just have to interact at key moments.
Right.
So, yeah, there you have it. The CDI is coming. So.
Okay.
Why do I feel like that guy with the long hair has been in a TV show or something?
Agreed.
Maybe this was his early break and he goes on to be in TV shows later.
Like, I almost... Sure. I almost feel like he looked like a guy from... what was that first show you had us look at? Not 90210?
Melrose Place, yeah.
Oh, Melrose Place.
He looked like one of those guys.
Bring the Olympics home with Sega Genesis. Olympic gold, Barcelona 1992.
Looking at this, it looks like I played that game, but it looks like all the games, right? It's Excite Bike with people. It's fucking Excite Bike with people.
The footpad thing you had to run on.
Oh man.
Yeah, Power Pad was Nintendo. That was the move.
I had a world-class track meet for the NES. Man, shooting this
Yeah.
bow looks like super hard.
Yeah, it doesn't look like fun.
Most
Or
of
maybe it does. I'm lying. It
I
does,
don't.
it does kinda look like
There
fun.
was a fun Olympic game on NES called World Games, but
Yeah, that was really fun.
most of these Olympic games were kind of just too hard to be fun.
I enjoyed it. I played a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just y'all know me though. It's with gaming, it's competitive. For sure. I love those games.
Well, I'll challenge you to a diving competition in World Games
Yeah,
on
I
NES
totally
anytime.
remember this. I 100% remember this game.
It's definitely something I would have rented.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't have come with instructions, and I would have not known how to do anything and got frustrated with it.
100% played this game. 100% played it multiple times.
Over on the NES, Capcom brings us Gargoyle's Quest 2.
Classic.
Yes, absolutely. Looks like it's in the... Well, it's from the makers of not Castlevania, Ghost and Goblins, so...
Right.
Feels very spin-off of
That's what
Ghost and
that's it.
Goblins.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like Ghosts and Goblins for sure.
Pretty decent looking game for the original NES, too.
Sure.
I don't remember this one from NES, but I just feel like you guys would remember Prince of Persia from something. You know, just the original frustrating find your way through the maze. It was a really big deal on PC. That was just one of those that was interesting that came to NES. This is what you're seeing. This
It looks like I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, this is mostly the game is just figuring out how to navigate through different mazes without, without getting
These are the
chopped
kind
up.
of games that I play on my phone now, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't play many games on my phone, but like a Temple Run and things like that, I rock with those games.
Back over to the Sega Genesis, we got Evander Holyfield, the real deal boxing with Evander Holyfield.
Do I remember this?
You tell me. Tell me now if you remember this.
I do, 100%. Of course I do.
I remember the name, never played it though.
Unless there was another game that used this same setup.
Sega was they really hyped and kind of got popular for a game called Buster Douglas Boxing that probably I thought about it when I was putting this together, but I didn't take the time to look it up and see if it was from the same people. It's very likely
I want to see like if the
interchangeable.
bodies get bruised up and the faces get like a little bloody and things like that.
See if we can get a little deeper into the fight. Wait, we got to take a moment to appreciate where's she at. Classic
Okay,
ring
yeah,
girl's
so
coming.
That's
Go
the
to
energy.
neutral corners.
You got a ring girl? Hey.
Hey, she's even got a little bounce.
Hey, she got a little bounce to the ounce, baby. Hey.
1992 Daniel would have loved that.
You ain't lying. Yeah, I see how their energy's like turning gray, or the pictures are turning gray, showing body damage.
Oh, I
and
see. Yeah.
damage.
So yeah, man, what's it take to get a knockout in this game? Well, spoiler alert: Alan Beast won by decision.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't.
Now we got Cybercop on the Genesis that I included only really because here's a first-person shooter like when first-person shooters were just barely catching on. You can see how basic it is. So incredibly slow-paced. But the Mach 3D kind of decent for the Genesis at the time.
This is like Tank on the Atari.
Very much so, yes. Probably moves about like Tank on the Atari.
I'm not sure that I would have. I'm not sure that I ever played this game, or that I would have liked it. Maybe I would have.
It's hard to say without actually having been there. Like, definitely it would be too slow for us to enjoy now, I think. But
Yeah,
there's something about it. Probably would have made a good rental.
maybe.
Over on the Super Nintendo, we have, based on the movie that came out not long ago.
Yay!
Look.
Have I told you guys how much I love this story?
I may have heard a thing or two about your love for Peter Pan in general and the hook, and
That's right. Of course.
this Peter Pan is
Especially.
violent.
Yeah, that's totally like
But
young Peter Pan though.
you gotta fight
The
something.
hell's
Though.
gonna be Hook and not Robin Williams? Did they miss an opportunity here? Probably not. Little kids ain't trying to play with some fat guy.
Oh man, they're taking. Oh, okay. I saw him, the fairies behind him. I was like, they're really taking some liberties with the storyline here.
All right.
And, this thing's got to end with. I guess. Oh, there it is. How's he look? So it's got the movie license, but not really any likenesses from.
Yeah, not really
That's
filling the
about as
movie
far
at
as
all.
it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Olympics,
You got that. His hair popped off like in the movie,
He's got a hook.
and he had a hook.
and
This was the thing.
if we feel like we just looked at this game a couple months ago,
Exact same game.
it is the exact same game, except now you only play with the all-star team versus random other countries that may or I'm gonna guess probably didn't even have the real people.
Right.
This is just hey, well, let's just re-release our game, and you can beat up on Canada and Mexico and China in basketball.
Catch some of that dream team marketing. All it's going to cost us is a couple of stickers or some paper.
Just some labels and a couple days at the programming desk.
We'll do a copy and paste in the code.
Done and done.
Called Easy Money.
That's called easy money.
Magic Sword from Capcom for the Super Nintendo, from the people who brought you, well, many things did Capcom bring you, but this one's a little more of a side-scrolling RPG.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember this one either. It looks kind of cool to have the little dragon follow you around.
Baby.
It looks fun. I don't think I ever would have tried it, though.
Right.
Seeing these side scrollers, really don't miss side scrolling.
Tell you
I kind of do.
Tell you something about me. I've never been one for like the whole barbarian scene. That's never been I'll rock with it. Of course, I loved Conan and all that. I liked Conan and all that. I liked it.
It's probably more Arnold being cool than anything, though, right?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't know who he was. He was Conan.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really talk in that movie, did he?
Minimal. It was, it was his early gigs there. They tried to minimize anything that would have exposed him, which was his not great English and acting at the time.
Sure. I like ninjas and karate and that stuff. I wasn't much of a... Yeah, I've never been one for barbarians or Vikings. That's just not my thing.
Yeah.
What about side-scrolling shooters?
Love them. Give me more.
This is Gates of Thunder on the TurboGrafx CD. I love them too, but I am not good at them. But they're the kind of thing where you just got to play it for a while and learn the tricks, patterns, that kind of thing.
Learn the patterns, absolutely. Yeah, I say that I love them. I've played my fair share.
I enjoy them. If you put me in a room alone with one, I'll play it for quite some time.
I like the challenge of the quick reflexes and all that, right? I do enjoy that.
Back then they were
if you have to
brutal.
play a computer.
Yeah. As far as memorization and twitch reflex skills go, most of these were built with the arcades in mind, so they were meant to try to take your quarters away.
Meant to get your quarters.
And when they ported them, they didn't slack off.
I'm cool with that. And good call. What an excellent observation.
So we got...
I totally remember this one, right?
Great intro on the Genesis, and kind of recreating the
Genesis
show.
Was boss.
Absolutely. Genesis could do no wrong for a few years, and I try so hard not to gush over it every episode. So, what do we? I never played this, and I'm sad about it.
I don't believe I ever have either.
I'm very certain that I did. I was a big Simpsons fan.
Yeah, I was a big Simpsons fan.
And consumer of games. But now I'm looking at this and it doesn't really look familiar. That first level looked familiar, but none of this does. almost like maybe I probably rented it but didn't get too far
Right.
potentially.
Yeah, that would definitely be a thing. Pretty fun looking game though. I feel like it's something I would have played a lot of at the time had I given it
Right.
a shot.
Right.
Also,
Like, I have a hard time believing I wouldn't have tried it.
Genesis was the clear winner of this month because over on the Super Nintendo, what you got was Krusty's Funhouse, which doesn't look terrible, but you're not playing as Bart and going through the city. It's whatever weirdness is going on here.
It's what. Yeah, this looks pretty weird.
Somebody made a
I'm not
platformer
sure.
and threw a quick Simpsons license on it. Is sort of how it feels.
All right. Yeah. Why is this a thing? Why is Krusty walking around here?
Looks super glitchy from the
It
playthrough
looks
as well
super
too.
glitchy.
And my game of the month. This was in the arcades.
What you got, yo? Yeah, bro. Fucking classic. This is an arcade classic. Lacking a better word here.
I know there was 4-player versions, and I'm feeling like there might have been a 6-player version of this.
Golly, bro. Are you kidding with this game?
Arcade beat 'em ups. I mean,
This
what's
was
better?
so fun. Just so much time spent on this game.
Is this the game we used to play at the movies?
Probably. Really good odds that it was was at a theater, or because our theaters had a decent arcade when we were younger.
Godly, let's go.
All right. Well, if ever the three of us are all in person, we'll cue this up and make it happen.
Yeah. I'm loving this.
Wolverine.
So you calling dibs?
No, it's just what was that? Was that from Mallrats? Have you guys seen
Yeah,
Mallrats?
no doubt. Yeah, of course.
Where Jay goes, Wolverine, sneaky snoinks.
Yeah. Also a classic. Hopefully we'll be discussing that one soon. Guesses on when?
Ooh, on Jay and what movie? Mallrats?
On
Was that their
Mallrats,
first?
Mallrats.
94 is what I'm gonna call that one.
Yeah, 94 and 95 is what I'm thinking.
Speaking of movies, it's time for my favorite part of the show. Cass, do you have us covered with a little 1-star movie review trivia?
I do.
Let's go.
All right. As always, we have a sponsor this week for the 1-star Shiny movie reviews. And this week's Shining Star review is brought to you by Barbie's Dream House. Barbie's Dream House, a nightmare for loving parents on a tight budget. Barbie's Dream House comes with all the features you wish you had in your own. Windows and doors that open and close, a kitchen with a stove, and a refrigerator that has food in it. Basically 12 pieces of furniture, and not a single one of them are a milk crate. Didn't this house have an elevator in it or something? Talk about setting unrealistic expectations. Barbie's Dream House, the only reason you wanted to go on a play date with your snobby friend Karen.
Just get my scissors.
All right.
Trying to find a commercial. I found something just a little too real for me here on YouTube of Barbie's Dream House. So be careful what you type in that search box.
They're gonna get demonetized for the non-kid friendly content there.
Right, but man, you can see it here in that elevator. I don't know what it was about that elevator, but I was like, respect for this girl's toy here. This elevator is good stuff.
Yep, I totally remember that thing though.
All right, so we're slowing down from the big release of July, I'm doing the movie reviews of August. Last week we did July, and we had a bunch of movies to cover. This week in August is a little bit slower. So we'll go ahead and get into the first 1-star review from Ashley A. Why this film has a 95% is beyond me. It is so boring. In all fairness, I didn't watch the whole thing. I fast forwarded a lot of the scenes, so maybe if I tied myself to a chair and forced myself to watch it, I would realize it wasn't that bad. But for me to fast forward the scenes kind of mean it sucks at the beginning.
I hate her.
Well, you don't know what the movie is yet. Maybe
I still hate her.
she's
She
so
left a
negative.
negative review on a movie that she didn't watch.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that's it's like when people leave negative reviews for things they didn't buy.
Yeah, no, I'm not with it. Shoot yourself in the foot, Ashley.
All right. Next review is from Raymond R. I hate Westerns. Why did I watch this?
Better not be Tombstone. It's 92. What was that? Unforgiven?
It's Unforgiven.
Oh,
Nice.
good guess. Good guess. I was trying to think of that one where Clint Eastwood made a Western comeback after all these years.
It has a
Sure.
95% on Rotten Tomato.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the thing. It was like,
I've
okay,
never
it's a
seen it.
Western and it's a well-received Western. What is that? Tombstone, Unforgiven, or Wyatt Earp. Those are the Westerns of the 90s.
I can
in my
never
head.
like
When did Quick and the
Tombstone's
Dead come out?
Oh yeah,
Later.
I was about to
Which
give.
one? Quick and the Dead. Oh, good call. Hold on. Quick and the Dead
Is that the one with
is
Sharon
that
Stone?
with
That's the one with
Sharon
Leonardo
Stone
DiCaprio.
and Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Right. I feel like that was a 90s movie, probably picking up off of the steam from Tombstone and Wyatt
Oh
Earp.
yeah, it was definitely
And
was.
all of that was probably picking up off of Unforgiven. 'Cause I just don't remember. And maybe there were more Westerns than I remember, but I don't think there were many.
Oh, and
The Outlaw
don't,
Josie Wells.
don't forget about Young Guns, like that came
So I
before
was-
Tombstone.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, Young Guns a 90s movie or was that an 80s?
Regulators.
Well, there were two, right? Young Guns
Young
2.
Guns 1 and Young Guns 2. Yep, I got them. I got both
I-
the discs right here in front of me.
Definitely the first one is an 80s movie. Maybe Young Guns 2 was early 90s.
Okay, so
Young Guns 2 was made in 1990. So
absolutely, yeah. So I got both of them as like Unforgiven felt to me like, oh yeah, Westerns. I like Westerns. And then I kind of saw what it was. I was like, this is kind of a old man Western. So I was never really feeling Unforgiven. Yeah, but then
Lonesome Dove.
Tombstone was the thing. I watched Lonesome Dove in like 2002, 2003 and loved it.
they're always good when I watch them, but other than Tombstone and Quick and the Dead, there have been very few that I've been motivated to watch. And it's not a 90s movie, but 310 to Yuma was really good as well.
Sure.
But
what are we giving Quick and the Dead for release date?
90. It's after Sharon Stone is like a known thing. But I don't know. I'm gonna call it.
Leo was young.
Yeah, I'm gonna call early 94 on that one.
All right. So we got good call. Well, hold on. This is up for debate. It must be late 94, early 95. Because I just typed it into a Google search and looking at the videos. It's 95.
Yeah, 95
Yeah,
according to
trailer.
IMDb.
Yep, 95 for that one. Also 95 for Mallrats.
Well, there we go. We're in the grand scheme of things, we were close, right? So
For sure. Yeah, yeah, you guys were dead on with all your guesses. That's because you're 90s experts, obviously.
certified.
That's why we're doing
Certified.
the
This is why you can come to us. What, you got any more for us?
Yeah, I have two more.
Excellent.
The next one wasn't rated quite as high, still pretty high on the Rotten Mater meter there. Let's see what Heather B thought of this movie, though. You should probably see it, if only to get the pop culture references.
So this is a review from like more of a modern based review. So I'm thinking it's something that's very quotable.
It's a classic, right? With a lot of pop culture references.
I'm thinking it would be something, yeah, quotable or something, right?
I believe it's been spoofed a lot.
Wayne's World already came out.
Wayne's
Right.
World's already out.
Spoofed a lot. Okay, that's a good hint. If I could think of something to work with on that.
I'll it's darker. It's not a comedy, so it's not.
Okay.
You want the next hint?
Yeah, I'll take the next hint.
Yeah.
All right. Patrick B, my boy here.
Hmm.
I watched this when I was 11 because it had boobies, but I had to sit through 2 hours of crap to get to them, and it was for like 2 seconds.
Somebody flashes some boobies for 2 seconds. Is it the one where the girl pretends to be a boy? That was an 80s movie though, wasn't it?
Was it?
I know a movie you're talking about.
She's like a writing student, but she doesn't get into writing school or some crap, and
You know,
she doesn't get into something for whatever reason, and she thinks that if she was a boy she could, and
sounds
she
like
pretends to be
sounds like an 80s comedy that you're describing, or
it is.
okay,
100% is. It 100% is.
or that
Where like she falls in love with the guy who's supposed to be her butt, and then winds up showing her tits at the end, and it was great.
Oh no, that's that Amanda Bynes movie, What a Girl Wants or something.
whatever.
No,
Amanda Bynes
it's
doesn't
not
get
Amanda
topless, or
Bynes.
I would know.
Yeah, Amanda Bynes. Is she our?
Wait,
Hold on, who's Amanda Bynes? I thought she was like.
She was from all that.
this is from Amanda Bynes would have been much later on too. Like,
Yeah, no, I don't know who that is. I think I know who that is, but not really. I don't know. Amanda Bynes. I got a face in my head, but I'm pretty sure this isn't it. Somebody shows their breast at the end of it. Movies where I get to see some tits.
you have
Weird
my
Science.
interest.
When was that?
Oh, that's 80s for sure.
That's 80s
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
was 80s. Yeah.
Man, now I want to go see this girl for 2 seconds.
What is it?
And I want to know about the movie that you're talking about.
Want
the one that I'm talking
another
about?
hint?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
The puppy getting killed completely ruined the movie for me.
Pet Cemetery.
Anna W. No, not Pet Cemetery.
The puppy getting killed.
Any movie where a dog dies is like not good.
Do you check out on those? What is this? Some movie where a puppy dies.
Puppy dies,
Are we gonna
and
feel
there's
silly for not
Topless
knowing
Girl.
it?
Oh, we're definitely gonna feel silly for not knowing it.
Hold on.
Here's a review that you guys need to listen to. It's a play on the title.
Okay.
Mark P gives the review of gets single yellow star.
A Few Good Men.
Single white female.
Oh, single white female.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't even remember
Gotcha,
a topless
no.
scene in that.
I don't.
And it's Jodie Foster,
remember
so I'm
ever
not,
watching
I'm
the
not really
movie.
going to get invested with it. I don't think I ever watched it either.
I've never watched that movie. I was 0% interested in that.
It did have a lot of references, though. The first reviewer was correct.
References to what? Because I have
Just the
no
term
idea what that
single white
movie's
female,
about.
which I think just like I'm gonna go single white female on you, which means you're gonna go psychotic and stab me or something. I think.
Oh, is that right?
I think.
Yeah, I've seen like parodies of it in movies and other pop cultural things. I don't think I've ever actually seen this movie though.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I for real have no idea what that movie's about.
Well, that means we'll see the trailer next month. But I think it's about a girl who's like getting bullied, and she just loses it and decides to start getting crazy with everybody.
Right on.
Is a woman looking for a roommate.
Sure.
She finds
So I'm not even.
roommate.
I'm
The
not
roommate
even
from
close.
hell.
I guess, yeah.
All right.
All she wanted was a single white female. What she got was a single crazy female.
You should have done the voiceover for that.
Right? Missed my calling, yo.
Yep.
All right, this next movie might be too easy for Wesley. We'll have to see.
All right, let's go.
All right. Jonathan B says a half-ass crossover of Home Alone and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No joke. That is literally what it says in the cover. And you think a crossover of the two biggest crossovers of that year would produce a great movie. It doesn't.
Home Alone and Ninja Turtles.
What?
What?
Wesley said he liked those ninja movies.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, I
what
got
is
it.
it?
Three
Is it the
Ninjas.
Three Ninjas, really?
Three ninjas, yep.
Okay, yeah. Right on. I do like ninja movies. I think that I watched the first Three Ninjas movie. That was the Three Ninjas movies are not ninja movies for the
No,
record.
they're not
At
very
least
martial
not
arts
from
at
that
all.
perspective. If I was
I
their
agree with-
age, I probably would have thought so. But as a preteen,
It was just not. Yeah,
those kids were not ninjas. Yeah,
probably
not
at
all.
8 years old, that would have been a cool movie.
Yeah,
I agree with the
absolutely.
reviewer actually on that one.
Sure. I accept that review.
Yep, and that's all the one-star reviews.
Cool. That
The
was
single
good.
yellow star reviews for the month.
Well-
I like it.
Well, so in July there were so many movies, but also enough noteworthy movies to where I didn't want to omit them. So we are going to really speed through the bottom of the charts here and get into the top 5 where there's a little more memorable stuff. But so kicking things off, movie trailers. July 1992. These were all in theaters. Mom and Dad Save the World. This guy, he was from Ferris Bueller. That's where I know him from. There's got to be some alien stuff here. Yep, there it is. I don't remember this movie at all.
I remember this. What was this?
Fish People.
I totally remember this. What was this?
This is Mom and Dad
Weird
Save the
movie.
World. Man, this is very
I don't think I.
sci-fi. I've never seen this for sure.
Yeah, I definitely have.
Well, there you go. Mom and Dad Save the World.
This looks like one I would have gotten confused for Spaceballs or something.
Yeah, if you showed me a clip
Totally
of it,
riding Spaceballs
I'll-
tails, right?
I probably would have guessed Spaceballs, which I've also never seen.
We've got to assume that I'm going to say Spaceballs came out, what, the year and a half before this?
I bet it was like late 80s or early 90s, enough time had passed to where they thought they could borrow it.
Right.
Because Spaceballs was riding off of the Star Wars.
Yeah,
Sure.
Star Wars parody. Here we have a young-ish Jack Nicholson,
We were just talking about him earlier.
and Jack
Go
is
Lakers.
back with, who's this girl? Name of this movie is Man Trouble. Give me a good shot of the female lead.
Ellen Barkin, is that what he
Yeah,
said?
there you go. Ellen
I
Barkin.
don't-
Don't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
this. I could probably
I like
watch
her.
this just because the actors are likable. I read the synopsis for it because I'd never heard of it, and it's kind of an interesting romantic comedy.
Yeah, she's older than I thought she was.
Yeah. Now you guys will at least remember the tagline for this one.
It started in the mind of an offbeat comedian.
Bebe's Kids, yeah.
We don't die, we multiply.
It grew into the
That's right.
animated world of Bebe's Kids.
Wasn't this
And he
a?
got a movie?
Yeah, he got a movie about it. Like I think, which came first, the movie or this little series?
The show? Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna attribute that talking
I'm-
baby to kind of paving the way for the Family Guy
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, I've seen this, obviously. Like, yeah, I've seen this. But, because, like, all the show and this kind of meld together in my head.
I think I'd rather see the stand-up. Having looked at it, you know.
Wasn't it a TV show? Wasn't Bebe's
I
Kids
think
a
it
TV
turned
show,
into
or
a
was
TV
it
show.
Just a movie.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
because a lot of what I just...
first a stand-up, then a movie, then a TV show. like a Saturday morning TV show or something is where it all like diminished to. Is my guess. Probably started off as a rated R stand up
For sure.
and watered itself down, and because the '90s were weird that way.
Sure. Okay. Whatever. Baby's Kids was a thing.
Here we have it's Meg Ryan
It is Meg Ryan. I like Meg Ryan a lot.
in A Stranger Among Us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't need you trying to be dramatic, Meg Ryan.
Mystery drama ish kind of thing.
I'm not with that. These need to be sweet and make me want.
Just fall in love with Tom Hanks over and over again.
That's all I need you doing. Is
Oh,
truthfully falling in love with Tom Hanks. Or who's the other one in the one where she's a drunk?
Nicolas
What's
Cage,
it?
right?
Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay. And
There it is.
coming full
There.
circle to your earlier reference.
Absolutely.
Why don't I remember this guy? I know young Brad Pitt is in this, right? Oh, he's the artist.
He's the cop, right?
I mean, I've definitely seen the movie maybe more than once, but I could not tell you a thing about it.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's the cop.
It didn't grab me like Roger Rabbit did, but I appreciate it nonetheless. You know,
Because it was too cool. It was trying to be too cool.
Kim Basinger is a very attractive animated girl in the movie.
Yeah. That was some boobies.
So it was like for the grown up, more grown up Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, there's a
and
lot.
I think that
of,
was always the problem with it. Is
It couldn't find an audience. Right? So
yeah, I couldn't rock with it because
if your parents
My
saw
mom
this
would
trailer,
have.
there was no way they were letting you go to the theater to see this. It's just a very sexual trailer.
yeah, and like by the time I was able to get access to it, I was like, I'm not watching that dumbass movie.
Oh, the real Kim Basinger's in it. Making me want to watch the movie, but all right.
Yeah, I've totally watched it. I was about to say I've never seen this entire movie, but I have multiple times.
I can't say that I have.
I can say that I've seen it once, but I don't
That's
know.
the one though. That little chick right there. She's
Yeah.
low key on the list.
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure. She was good.
Now my heart belongs to this next one on the list.
I just met this girl named Buffy on Pike.
Pike isn't a name.
Yeah.
Young Luke Perry,
Liked her even though she seemed kinda
Christy
plain.
Swanson. We just talked about this one. Oh, that's right. We just had some trivia about this one last month.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Does Elvis talk to you?
And things started getting weird around here.
There's
I did.
You know, I could never. Go
I
ahead.
enjoyed this movie.
Through a night.
Yeah, me too.
I've watched this movie 10 times for sure back in the 90s.
She was the one person I could really count on.
Not me.
Kill him a lot.
There's Pee Wee Herman, by the way. You guys were
Right.
saying you didn't remember him in the movie.
Yep.
I guess he's more featured than I remember.
There's a bad guy. Can we go, please?
He had the soul patch before it was cool.
I think this relationship has potential.
Not that I'm saying it's cool. Just there's an early sighting.
Bad hair day.
If she can just get rid of those other guys in her life.
And that is Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson, who, man, where is she now? I don't know. She had a decent 90s career.
Was
as
she
far as-
Sonya Blade?
No, but I can see why you would say that.
I like other girls.
At least she wasn't the original Sonya Blade. Possibly in a future movie. Like, you know,
Okay.
they did a second one with some replaced cast.
I didn't even break a nail.
Sure.
I kind of want to rewatch this to see.
She's pretty.
Probably doesn't hold up, but I loved it then.
I bet it did. I liked it. Yeah, I've got nothing negative to say about it. I don't, just because I don't remember her name. Is no, there she is again.
Double down at the theater, Meg
Hey,
Ryan,
with what's his face?
because she can't be stopped.
Is that Alec?
That's a Baldwin. That is Alec Baldwin. Man, he's been around for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, getting that money. I want to give her a kiss.
I don't know.
I love Meg Ryan.
My blessings to you.
I'm not gonna try to act like I didn't love Meg
What
Ryan.
is about to happen here? Why are you kissing this girl like that?
Well, you never know. What is this movie about?
What in the heck is happening? I don't know what this is.
Did she switch bodies with the old man? Please tell me she did. It's gonna be great. No, never mind. It's not gonna be great. It's gonna be weird.
Oh, I remember the title.
I remember the title, and that's it. I've definitely never seen it.
What is that movie about? What? That was a horrible trailer. What was that?
Well, maybe.
Trailers of the 90s were kind of terrible. They either gave away too much or not enough.
Oh, there's your movie.
I called
Here we
this,
are.
man. I'm really
You
proud
did.
of
There we are.
calling this. This is. I gotta rewatch this soon. Is that Arsenio Hall?
Look at Diesel. Is that Arsenio Hall?
No, it wasn't. Okay. It just had the Arsenio hair.
Okay, here we go.
Who are these guys?
30 hostages held inside the power station at the base of the structure.
This girl, who I don't remember going on to do anything else. This
I
movie's
probably should watch this movie more than I did.
this movie's amazing. 10 out of 10, holds up forever.
Unbiased reviews by Daniel.
Absolutely unbiased review.
Inside the machine.
It is one of the greatest movies you'll ever watch. The best use of 2 hours you could possibly make.
It's like Highlander.
I'm not gonna comment because I got nothing negative to say about this movie.
Ah, so many good one-liners in it too.
What the hell did they do to you?
The 90s were filled with action movies with one-liners.
Sure. Because who needs to talk during an action movie? I didn't come to this movie to watch you talk. Oh my god. You can't be stopped. That's right.
Back when Dolph was still a big deal too. He had to drop off not long after this, for whatever reason.
Because he was bad.
Dolph Lundgren?
I don't know, man.
You're
Like
saying
the
he's a bad
delivery of those
actor?
lines was, yeah, the delivery of those lines, and they're just like one-liners, wasn't great. But shout out to Dolph for being in some great movies.
Yeah. I mean, if,
But yeah, the three lines that I just heard him give back to back to back were all awkwardly delivered.
Van Damme carried him,
Absolutely.
as he will often do. He can carry anyone.
Hey, he got carried to millions of dollars by Van Damme and Stallone in this season, a series of B-list movies. Or C. What is this? Is this the basketball movie?
Nope.
No, Mo Money. This is Mo Money.
I have such fond memories of this movie, but I can't remember a whole lot about it.
So, is Marvin older than Sean? For whatever reason, I always think that
Yes.
he must have been. I always think that
Yeah.
Sean's older.
What jewel exactly is it that you'd like to see, gentlemen? That one? This one?
They've made a bunch of movies.
They got paid, bro. That family knew what they were doing. Just crank them out.
Keenan Ivory set the tone,
Keenan
and
set the whole thing up. Big Bro set the whole thing up and
Damn.
got his family taken care of.
in my opinion, in my humble 90s opinion, Damon went on to do some pretty solid action movies in the 90s too.
Right, without a doubt, right? Keenan laid the foundation. Damon raised the mountain.
Yep.
And now his son's starting to be in things.
Absolutely, absolutely. His son is doing his thing now, so like the next generation is doing their thing.
Damon's always going to be my favorite, but they're all very talented.
Yeah, Damon's my favorite, without a doubt.
I feel like he just had a little more range. I don't
If
know.
I'm being honest, it goes like Damon, then Keenan, and then Marlon.
Nah, I would agree with that, yeah. Man, there is not enough Stacey Dash in this trailer at all.
At all.
Like, what is this
Oh,
movie
'cause
even about?
Because she was nobody, right? She was nobody then.
She looks
But she was a
identical
beautiful
now,
face, right?
right?
She was a
And
beautiful face, and
and
you
she
would think
still
they
looks
would know,
just
like,
like that.
hey, this chick exists in the world.
Right.
Before this moment, you guys didn't know this, but
But now
this face exists.
we have gifted you
And-
this drop dead gorgeous girl. Do stuff with her.
Yeah, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. Trying to sell their movie based on the comedy and not sex appeal, the nerve.
Didn't they see the Cool World trailer? So here's a weird one.
What is
And
this?
this,
Probably the #1 movie of the month
I think it may be. If
because it has. I'm seeing 2 legit stars already.
no, there's 2 more after this. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep. This is a
I
weird,
remember this. No,
dark
I've seen it.
comedy
yeah. I remember
that
this one.
that
Totally, she gets younger.
yeah, and it causes the other one to
That chick is.
yeah.
Yeah.
More of her,
Good.
please. This witch.
Please.
So anyway,
And she starts falling apart.
right, that's what I remember about it. It's like they're
Yeah.
they're zombies essentially,
Yep.
and Bruce Willis plays this really
Oh,
strange
Yeah, that was a good movie.
guy who's like in a love triangle with him.
I loved that movie. This was a good movie.
It got a little creepy to me. I just hated
Oh, the
seeing
end of
them.
it gets wild.
Yeah,
the
like
end
when they're all
gets-
falling apart and stuff. But I do remember enjoying the movie.
Absolutely.
This is what death becomes her or something.
That's
it.
Good
Death
call,
becomes
Kaz.
her.
Good cast. Good cast. Good call, Kaz. Oh my God, I remember that. That's low key a classic, bro. Hey, boobies. I'm down for that, bro.
I remember this
movie
scene
was
too.
good.
Oh,
This was
she's
a-
good makeup
was
effects
a
there.
good
She's very
movie.
zombied out.
This was a really good movie.
I just have to make a telephone call.
Respect to, yeah, I'm gonna put some respect on that name. Death Becomes Her is a good movie. Well done, great cast. I'm
Great
sure
cast, yeah.
I didn't appreciate how good the acting was, but just knowing the cast, I'm sure the acting was great and all the visual effects looked really good.
They need to start playing this around Halloween or something to get it out there again.
It does feel like a great
Zelensky.
Halloween movie.
This is Honey, I Blew Up the Kids.
Absolutely.
The kid. Okay, gotcha. I've never seen this. I don't know if we talked about that last week, but
You've only seen Shrunk.
I've only seen Shrunk.
This is the first sequel, though, right? Didn't we confirm that last week? This is because it's the opposite of Shrunk.
I thought this was the third sequel because I thought it was Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Shrunk Myself, and then Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Mm.
Honey, I blew up the house. There's so many of them.
When you watch these movies that are, well, I
Oh,
guess
Roger.
because this one is actually set in the time, but sometimes when you watch movies that are about the future and they're totally basing their technology, the future technology off current technology, and how far off it really gets is really entertaining.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. This contraption.
Thing is, so I've had that thought also, but technology is like advancing so quickly that we're really not as far off as a lot of those guesses were, giving technology like 5 more years since I started having that thought. Like, okay, well, probably we're off by about 20, 30 years maybe with a lot of this stuff, but not by much.
It's advancing
Well, I mean,
rapidly.
Yep.
I was, talking more along the lines, you'll see movies that were made in the 90s that are projecting what,
Oh,
the
what-
2000s are going to be like. And then
2020.
there's like,
We're not some apocalyptic wasteland with hover cars or anything. So,
yeah, and
That's what I'm saying. How close are we to
they're-
that? though?
fair enough.
they're
Just a couple.
basing their technology off of the future technology based off the current technology. So like they're like trying to make the home telephone like this big thing,
All right, I'm with you.
but now we don't even have home, we're phasing
They
out
couldn't
home.
have known. There's things that they just couldn't have known. So that part's funny.
Right.
Sure. Sure.
I'm
with
still
you
wanting to
there.
live in Back to the Future 2 future, but we're not there yet.
And I feel like so that's where I'm at more than anything. Like Back to the Future, we're not far from a lot of that stuff. This is a good movie. Like
Let's take
hoverboard. We got hoverboards now. That was the coolest thing from Back to the Future.
Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy,
3D holograms.
Chris Rock. There's some players in this movie.
Yeah, the
oh.
comedy scene was.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Love him too. I can't
Like,
remember his name.
Oh my god, David Allen Greer.
Yep. And who's the girl? Who's the female lead of this movie?
Are you kidding me?
What? Robin? No.
Yeah, all this
okay.
respect we've been giving to Mike
Yeah,
Tyson.
that's who I thought it was. Like, is that Robin Gibbons? There's a young Halle Berry.
And that is my love, the love of.
I feel like this movie had like a real solid soundtrack too. I can't think of what was on it, but I know that there was some big stuff that came off the soundtrack. This was I mean, it's pretty who's who cast.
Yeah. Eddie's good about like having great cast, right?
I don't remember what this movie is about. Is it some love triangle with her and Halle? Or?
So he's a player, right? He's a player, and
he falls in love.
He runs up on her, who becomes like his boss, or like partner. Almost, I wouldn't say she had a superior position to him, but it was initially.
Oh, and she's kind of a
on
player.
par, and she's kind of a player, so she has him kind of whooped, and it's a
that
boomerang
scene
thing where it
where
comes back around on him.
That's the scene I remember is when he's like, "Call me," and she just waves at him. Yeah.
Right.
Cause doesn't he find something wrong with everybody he dates or hooks up with or something
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
gives him a reason why he's not going to call them back?
Sure. Absolutely. And this chick is perfect, right? She's got all the things down to the joke. For the big joke from the movie is pretty toes. He hooks up with some chick who's hot, but she's got some horrible toes. But Robin does it anyway. Movie's great.
Here's another one of our trivias from last episode. This is your number one movie. It beat out.
Deserve it being so.
Well, okay, so this beat out Boomerang. This beat out Universal Soldier. I mean, it's how did anything beat Universal Soldier is freaking ridiculous,
Right.
and I want to see some recounts. But when you got Tom Hanks and Madonna, what are you gonna do?
That's the thing. So really, you have to look at it like this. You got Tom Hanks,
Oh, and
Madonna,
what's her name? Gina
and
Davis.
Gina Davis. Tom Hanks, Madonna, Gina Davis, Rosie O'Donnell, introducing Rosie O'Donnell. Or maybe not introducing, but Rosie O'Donnell's in here, just names. You got names on top.
Lori,
And then
whatever.
it's like baseball, good, clean family fun at the
Yeah.
same time, right? Versus Eddie Murphy, which is ultimately what you're dealing with. It's like Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. And then, spoiler, it's Martin Lawrence in the same month that Def Poetry Jam premieres.
Oh, so he's hot at the time.
So he's hot as fire, right? Which allows him to beat out all of the people from the movie that came in third place.
That's true.
Right,
Boomerang
which
was number
was-
2 then, right? Yeah, so probably just the family appeal. Probably put this over the edge. No crying in baseball. That's the line.
Yeah. Think about like the great commercials that came from this. Like this movie sold itself.
What if I smack you around for a while?
Can't we do both?
The pitcher, Lori
I don't remember that scene. That's good.
I don't either.
She was so cute to me too.
Lori Petty.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
There's John Lovitz.
Yeah, they had names in this one. This was unbeatable, bro.
John Lovitz underrated at
And oops, my bosom's come flying
just
out.
doing good roles in the things he does.
Sure.
League of their own. All right.
Yeah.
The game.
Come on.
It's not like any of this helps, believe me.
Easy vote for best baseball movie of 1992.
Directed by Penny Marshall.
You're putting this over Babe?
Which is
Yeah,
pretty much what I'm saying with that
Yeah,
statement, right?
Yeah, that's
pretty much
totally
what I'm saying
fine
with
that you
that
put this over Babe.
I'm gonna say hot take. Dark Horse vote for best baseball movie ever. Or I'm gonna say favorite baseball movie ever.
That's fair. I'd have to really put some thought into that.
Yeah, whatever. I
There's
know
some good
people are
ones.
Yeah, there's obviously some good ones, but
and of course I
it
can't think
deserves
of
recognition.
one. Well, Field of Dreams is a
Field
good
of Dreams
one.
is Field of Dreams is
That's
the
probably the
first one.
consensus like go to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Sandlot.
I enjoy. Okay, so kid baseball movies for sure, like lighthearted baseball movies, I enjoy more. So Sandlot and Little Big League,
Well,
which was also a 92 movie. Did we do Little Big League? Or did we just talk about it at some point? Or maybe we didn't. I don't know.
maybe
Have we gotten there yet?
maybe it hasn't. Maybe we haven't gotten there yet.
I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I
Angels in
like
the outfield.
lighthearted. Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, I like those baseball
Oh
movies.
yeah, good one.
Hot stuff. What's his name? What's your boy's name?
Little Bad
Major
News
League.
Bears. Oh, Major League. Oh, I love those movies. Major League 2.
Sure.
Charlie Sheen, back when we didn't know
Little
how
League
crazy.
came
it
out
was.
in '94.
We're
Okay.
not there yet.
Cool.
And that wraps it up for the movies of July 1992.
It's a good bunch of movies, and
Oh,
again,
it's
I'm
a
putting a lot of respect on Death Becomes Her because I forgot that movie existed, and everything that I saw from that trailer was gold.
I'm gonna say that I would skip Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and outside of that top four with League of Their Own, Boomerang, Mo Money, Death Becomes Her. Oh,
Good.
Universal Soldier. Gosh, that was a
good run.
That was a
what
good
great
month to go to the movies.
Yeah, July 92.
Really arguing about what we were going to see.
Probably our vote for best movie selection so far.
Summer
blockbusters
blockbusters is a real thing. Yep. Yeah. When I pulled up the list to put this together, I'm like, oh my gosh, at the movies, how am I gonna thin this down?
That's where I was with the trivia.
Trivia bonanza you had to deal with last month. Just take your pick.
Yeah, so I just did them all. I couldn't.
Fair enough.
Well, let's take a look at the music of July 1992. Spoiler alert. Let's just give it away right off the top. It's a theatrical piece, as were many of this man's music videos. I didn't realize that Michael Jordan was in this video.
Yeah, I was talking on mute like right a couple of seconds before you said that. I was like, wasn't Michael?
Gonna go one
There
on
he
one.
is.
I don't believe that, not one bit. It's a pretty fun video. He's teaching Michael Jordan to dance.
It's great.
Oh, I wanted to see the, I don't know where exactly it falls, but man, I guess I totally missed it. You know that Heavy D's got a line in the song.
Right.
But who knows where it falls.
Yeah, it's a really fun video.
Yeah. The end of the video is like a solid minute of no music where he's like, I'm going to teach you how to moonwalk, Michael Jordan. And I guess more than anything, it's like, you know, I know Michael Jordan's, he's a, you know, fun guy, good actor, but this is just like him on, especially in 92, like, you're not accustomed to seeing him loosen up this much, so I just thought it was fun.
That's right. I'm going to say, to this day, that's the loosest I've ever seen him be.
Yeah, the end of that video where they're just doing moonwalks and poses and stuff, I mean, it's like a minute long of just outtakes, what it feels like.
He got in that little groove with MJ, and he was doing it right, and MJ respected it. Who is this chick?
This is Annie Lennox. The name of the song is Why. Annie Lennox probably maybe a bigger deal overseas than she was here, but she was also in a band called the Eurythmics.
Okay, yeah.
Several
I remember them.
top 40 hits, but
Sure.
you know, to the credit of Anyways, this song is Why, and then in the 30s, I believe, in this month's charts.
I'll keep some respect on her name.
One of the icons of music in general, Elton John, on the
Absolutely.
charts. The One.
I really didn't mess with Elton John until I became
Full-on adult.
like a full-on adult.
Full-on adult
And-
was like, I don't know. I think you gotta just have a little bit of life experience, I guess, and then you start to really appreciate some of the stuff he's doing.
Sure. But yeah, you catch him in Lion King. Lion King makes you like, oh, okay. That guy exists.
Jared was a big fan. He was trying to bring me around, and I was just not having.
Is that right?
Yeah, I probably would have been right there with you in the 90s. Like, oh, this guy.
Yeah,
But,
no, I'm not with it.
Nowadays, I'm like, you know, he's not somebody that I ever queue up. Well, I won't say I never queue him up.
Yeah,
But,
I've got a full playlist now.
But yeah, there's been a few things I've got in the mood for Elton John for sure, and
Yeah, he's a bad man.
all the respect for
Bad,
for his
bad
music.
boy. He writes some great songs.
I do want to see that movie that they just released about him. Or I guess it's
Sure.
Rocket Man, yeah.
Rocket Man.
I'm a little,
Another legend, huh?
those movies. I don't know, like it's one of those that never meet your heroes kind of thing. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to find out anything that's gonna make me not like him. But I think he, I think he was involved with it, so he was cool with whatever they put in it.
Sure.
This is Take This Heart by Richard Marx of Hazard fame. Somehow got to rent out the Sun Baseball Stadium for the day. Baseball's just a bigger deal in the early 90s, isn't it?
It used to be America's sport. America's game.
Before football
used to be
stole the
America's
hearts of America.
Who knew Americans like so much?
Let me tell you how much I despise this song.
What is this?
You know this song.
I'm sure that I do. Yeah.
It was so popular, and I still to this day can't understand why.
That's a girl?
Yeah.
I'm
It
glad.
still
Are we
shows up-
sure that it's a girl?
This still shows up in commercials from time
Yep.
to time.
I'm going with the girl. Like, I never
Yeah.
questioned it until now, and now you're making me question.
Got another
I
Mr.
feel
Big
pretty
situation
good.
on our hands here.
But
I mean, I
she
don't
is
think
like,
so. I'm like, oh, such a cute little.
the lyrics are, shake that body, and it's showing girls shaking their body, and now I'm wondering, I don't know. I don't know. You've really just confused me on the whole subject matter there. But the one for sure takeaway is that I don't like it, so it doesn't matter. All right. So the most dangerous part of every show we do is the music section because of copyright barriers where they're just hating on us.
They just hating. They be hating.
Yeah, that is pretty much the summary of it. So I'm going to play this knowing that I've got my work cut out for me, but I cannot omit this. One of,
Yeah.
like, how can I omit this?
Did we get you in on that debate, Cass, on Sexiest Song?
Man, this is
This one
tops right here. This is
versus-
way up there.
Or was it Sexiest Video or Song?
Mm.
It was this one versus Red Light Special by TLC.
Oh, I don't remember where I was then, but I'm definitely.
You were on In Vogue.
Yeah, I'm sure that nothing's changed.
You were on In Vogue.
Probably because was massively in love with this one that is singing now. I don't remember any of their names.
I think that I know their names, but I'm not sure. One
Yeah,
of them's name is Dawn.
I was not involved in that.
Watching the video now, I really like appreciate the control they have over the crowd more because I'm just watching them move to this music. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty wrapped up in it too, guys.
Yeah, no doubt. This was easy their best video in my opinion. Best song, really.
Probably. It's a sexy song.
Mm-hmm. I was a TLC fan though, so I probably would have leaned more towards TLC.
Yeah, hell yeah. But this song was like that, bro. This is a good one. This is a good one. Love and Vogue for that.
All right, guys, what are you doing for the next 11 minutes? Because this video...
Not watching this whole damn video.
Guns N' Roses are very popular for super long songs. The trilogy of videos with November Rain, I think Don't Cry, and Estranged would probably clock in at about 30 minutes if you were to watch them all start to finish. So this is November Rain. This thing is not going to go away on the charts, by the way. This
right.
Yeah, November Rain was very popular for a long time.
I'm going to say that I watched the whole video once.
And that was
first
enough for
time
you.
I watched it. I was like, oh, okay.
I absolutely loved Guns N' Roses in '92, and I couldn't handle watching this video every time it came on.
I like the instrumentals of this song.
It's musically very good.
This guitar solo was just...
Yeah. That Slash scene in front of the church is the iconic scene from the video.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, that's the video to me.
That and somebody diving through the cake. That's about all I remember.
That's his real world wife at the time in the video. They were pretty awesome rock band in the early '90s.
Yeah.
I'm so like done with, look, I'm so done with them now, but I look back on it and I'm like, they were pretty awesome.
They were pretty awesome, and you loved them.
Oh, I love it. Like, I'm not trying to act like I wasn't absolutely saying they were the greatest gift to music ever in 1992.
Absolutely. Yeah, whatever. Let that out. Let that out of your heart. You loved them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had shirts, jewelry. I mean, all the albums. Absolutely, could do no wrong. Guns N' Roses. Listen to them all day, every day.
Right.
Their greatest hit CD is probably one of the last CDs I've ever bought.
Right on.
Nowadays, I'm like,
CDs were still a thing.
I bet that is a good greatest hit CD.
They had a lot of hits. I'll give it to that. Nowadays, I'm like, yeah, they're all right.
Right.
But that's because I just burned myself completely out on them back when they were fresh,
There we go.
Points to to anybody who can tell me what this instrument is. Or what is this annoying
That's what
music?
I was born to do.
They're pretty solid rappers.
Absolutely. Chris, dark-skinned Chris, was a ghostwriter for several people for several years.
I did not know that. Like writing for people older than him, huh? Most likely.
And then even as into adulthood, he was a ghostwriter.
I wore this tape out.
I never had it. Surprise! I don't know that I don't remember having it. But I know, I mean, every video, I missed the bus, warm it up, jump, I was all about them whenever they were on.
Yeah, me too. That's a lie. I had it. What am I saying? I don't think I had it.
I probably had it. You know who's number 10 on the charts this month? John Cicada.
I know who ain't number one. That's all that matters.
Well, just keeping.
If I'm not mistaken,
You started to get nervous though.
Not at
just
all.
keeping tabs on him. Okay. Okay. Well, I just can't.
Is he not moving in the wrong direction?
Well, he was number 40 last time we talked about him, and now he's number 10. So I would say,
is that right?
yeah. So just saying. All right.
Okay.
Just saying. Get used to seeing him.
I feel like I'll comfortably see him right around where he's at. This is the song of the month for me. You've heard the story, I know, Daniel.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can tell it to our new listeners.
So this song, oh my god. So as Amy is in the process of delivering our daughter.
Wait, never mind. Change my mind. Don't tell us.
I'm in the hospital room with, strangely, Harry Potter on the TV behind me, and the doctors and nurses around, and me and Amy awaiting the glory of Elena Belcher, awaiting the glory of our daughter coming into. I go down to watch the glorious moment when my child is brought forth onto the world, and the song that pops into my head as I'm watching my playground change what appears to be irreparably is "This Used to Be My Playground."
How did I volunteer to hear this story twice?
I
I don't know.
that song was stuck in my head as I'm watching Glory turn to hair. It's the biggest ball of hair ever.
Now
I need a
I'm
moment.
watching the video with clips of League of Their Own, so now I've ruined a song and
You get the double down. Let's ruin a song and a movie.
Yeah. I will never be able to watch this movie again.
Bro, you know I make playlists on Spotify. One of the first playlists that I made for Elena is, well, it started with that song for sure. This used to be my playground, and Elena loves the album. That Something to Remember album or whatever it is. Is that the name of it? She loves the album that this song came from. She loves it.
I don't know if this is the one that has Take a Bow on it or not, but
It is?
it has a similar vibe to it. And
Absolutely.
That's probably my favorite Madonna song, period. It's a great
It's
song.
my favorite Madonna album, and it's those first like 5 songs from that album are great. But
All right, we're
yeah,
getting
that's my
there.
song.
Speaking of the debate,
Speak of my girls. Baby. They're so fucking cute, man. Be there for you morning.
T-Boz is good.
Why not? Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Is.
I haven't seen her lately. I'm going to say she probably still looks great.
Yeah. They got a new album.
Do they? Wow. Just her and
relatively new.
TC.
Right.
I don't know. With all, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
I love
Left
them.
Eye was cute too. I can give
They
her a
were
break.
all cute.
I'm sitting here creating
I like them all.
my argument that In Vogue was far, far better looking, but they're cute.
Oh, no way. Okay. What I'll give you is
In Vogue was sexier.
What?
Yeah. Look at them wearing triple XL t-shirts around. What are you talking about? I just watched In Vogue in red dresses. I can even have this debate.
Because I'm with you. I'm with you, but I'm not. Because I know what I felt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at them.
I'm not challenging your feelings.
Yeah, there's not a single person in Vogue that's prettier than a single member of TLC to me.
Well,
not a single one.
I disagree with you wholeheartedly there, but I mean, it's a fun debate to have because everybody wins,
Absolutely.
And Chili's adorable too.
Chili wins though, right? Come on, Daniel.
I was trying to make an argument for T-Boz tonight, but Chili definitely is the.
I'm just saying Chili wins among all of In Vogue.
Oh no! My girl from In Vogue, who I need to learn her name.
I'm dead.
I'm sorry.
I'm sweet,
Chili can be number 2 to the front singer of In Vogue. To me.
We need a poll. I just want to line all 7 of them up. Put these women in order from
put these 7
most attractive,
super attractive women together and let's have it out.
Everybody write in the comments. First, we need to find out the In Vogue lady's name, but
yeah, it is something that I know all the names of the. Of course, it is in the name of their band.
Ooh, and they're like the most.
Are you really? Wow.
Yeah, there was a time when TLC was the most successful female group in the history of the planet.
Because of that Waterfall song.
Waterfall
Oh,
stayed
because of
number
multiple
one.
albums. Yeah, well, sure, but like multiple albums, right? Crazy, Sexy, Cool.
I'm trying to
and this
argue
one,
with you, but I
and-
really can't put together
Yeah, I'm
a
gonna say the
monetary
numbers.
argument like numeric sales and that kind of thing. You're
I'm gonna say like the numbers
almost
kind of
certainly right about TLC.
def back me up. And then like maybe Spice Girls took them out, but I want to say ultimately Destiny's Child may have got them. But TLC kind of held it down for a minute.
I was big fans.
All that could be insane, by the way. Like you guys will learn that I've got weird stats in my head that are in no way true, that I'll argue aggressively.
That are in no way true, huh? It's just,
Right.
But you throw them out with such
well, no, but-
confidence that no one wants to argue with.
Here's the
60%
thing.
of the time, it works every time.
There you go. Absolutely. I believe them when I say it. I don't lie, right? So if I'm saying it, I believe it to be true. And if I doubt myself, I'll give a qualifier, much like you're receiving now.
The Dunning-Kruger effect.
Number one song of July 1992.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It is
He's made it all the way to number one.
Song is like that, bro.
It's a threat.
Iconic.
It's a threat to be there
This is
next
an
month.
iconic song. Yep. This is an iconic song, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Be whatever metric they weigh these by, I would put a little bit into this being way up there on the year. Like if you just look at the whole year of 92.
Okay, this is where I'm absolutely. I'm going to say this was easy top 10 of the year, right? Easy
Right.
top 10. And probably top 5 of the year. But I'm also going to say like maybe like top 500 for sure, most successful songs ever.
I wouldn't.
It's not going to go away. Like this is going to be one of those songs that it's going to keep showing up in references in movies and TV shows for years to come.
For years to come, absolutely.
Still to this day, is somewhat relevant.
So to
Baby
this
still
extent,
got
my
back.
3-year-old child references it and doesn't know it.
Right. Like never.
And that she
Couldn't tell you who
references
sings
it
it.
from the movie Sing. The movie Sing, those little bunnies do it. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
they? I've seen Sing.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't remember that.
Nicki Minaj sampled it.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. That's right.
Sure, whatever. Yeah,
It
it's
was in
one
an
of those
episode of
songs.
Friends.
It's simple to the point, and we all like big butts for the most part. Maybe not. We don't all like big butts.
Some weirdo out there doesn't, but
I know a couple of those weirdos.
man, what is wrong with people?
I also know people. Oh, yeah, we don't want to have that conversation. People like all sorts of things.
That's right.
People
That's
like
right.
all sorts of
And
things
that's
and
okay.
dislike all sorts of things.
And I guess that's mostly okay, right?
You're absolutely right. I know. We know some people that like some interesting stuff.
Right. Well, there you go. There is our number one song of 1992, and there is a wrap on the month of July 1992. Thank you guys for taking the tour with me once again, and we'll see how things calm down. We're still dead in the summer for August. We'll see if things change up at the theater on the charts a little bit. So looking forward to talking about August next time around.